This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we are your hosts. I'm Grace.
And I'm Alexis.
And today we are continuing our Totally Spies arc, our Totally Spies adventure, our Totally Spies mission, if you will, etc., etc.
Yes.
And Bird will be telling us a story today. So let's just go right into it. I'm just going to pass it to you.
Kicking it on off. Yes. Yep. Another mission.
Like and this karate kicking it. Like they do.
Yeah. There's a lot of that in this episode. Just get ready.
Good.
There's an intense battle at the end that I can't wait to talk about. I crack up every time I watch this episode.
Good.
So this mission / adventure / totally disastrous spy quest, if you will, comes from season 2, episode 6, called Here Comes the Sun.
Okay.
And again, unfortunately, the disclaimer, this is all fictional.
Oh no.
Everything's fictional. This disclaimer is not as necessary as the one that you had a couple episodes
but still worrisome.
But again, we're starting out in Moscow, Russia.
Okay, I was about to say, who's going to be on our ass? Got it. Cool.
The episode starts at 7 a.m., Moscow, Russia, and the streets are hustling and bustling with locals and tourists. And it's a very sunny but cold morning, and the streets of the historic Red Square are all covered in snow. And then suddenly, a very large circular beam of light blasts through the sky, and as the light disappears and kind of like fades away, we see a swirling gray set of clouds just fill the air. What looks like it could be a tornado.
Okay.
Rather than a tornado forming, we then see another beam of light just burst through these clouds and sends a powerful red ray of heat directly down to the ground, instantly melting all of the snow on the streets.
Oh.
And at first, when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, did someone steal the Evapoblaster from my first episode?
This is just Jerry.
Just playing with it. Like, what does this thing do? He's fucking up the controls.
This was the first test run.
Yeah. I was like, wow, really? Is this like they just reusing a plot? But no, it does get different. We'll see here shortly.
Okay, it's not whoop. It's not the girls testing it.
Not just messing around. Jerry accidentally sat on the remote. He just like threw it on his office chair.
And it's suddenly just like going off. That's how actually World War III gets started. Jerry just takes the remote and is like, I'll just put this over here.
I swear it was an accident. Like addressing the UN.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But yeah, so down on the ground though, the civilians, as they see this red beam of, heat bursting through the clouds, they start to panic as they watch just the entire landscape change before their eyes. The snow is melting on top of the buildings and the streets. It's a scary situation.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see the spies. We're back in the States, and it's around 11 a.m., and our 3 heroes, Sam, Clover, and Alex, they're enjoying a day at the Santa Monica beach.
Cute.
Well, maybe enjoying isn't like the right word. They're all kind of doing their own thing here, but suffice it to say, they're there. They're at the beach. Clover, she's pretending to drown in shallow water. Oh, well. You can probably guess why.
There's a cutie lifeguard.
It's not the lifeguard, but there is a cute, like shaggy-haired brunette boy who I believe is a classmate of them. His name is David, and he's on the beach, like intensely painting his surroundings. He's like, got his legs all spread out, and he's like throwing the paint,
slashing it, and she's just like, Help me! Splash,
like
splash.
splashing and everything. And a lifeguard does try to come over and save her, but she's like, "No, get away! Like, I don't want your help." And the lifeguard's so confused.
It's such a funny scenario of like,
I
ma'am, I
know.
legally have to help you. Like,
I
no, I'm
have to help
fine.
you.
Move.
I'm good. And also, though, the lifeguard is standing. She's in like ankle deep water. She's like splashing around. Like,
Okay, good.
help. And then Alex and Sam, they're over at like the snack bar just eating some snacks, like super not impressed by the food selections, though.
Okay.
But back to Clover. Let's talk about her for a minute. So while she's pretending to drown, she eventually realizes that this boy, David, he is not at all paying attention to
I
her.
wonder
He's like
why.
super in, yeah, because he's super into his artwork here. So she eventually just like gets out of the water and is like, okay, fine. I'll walk over to him and talk to him like a normal person. I guess he's making it so
God.
difficult. But while she's walking over there, she sees like a small Cessna type plane, maybe carrying this ad banner over the beach. And it's an ad for this new SPF 10,000 sunblock, literally 10,000, called Super Tone.
Okay.
Did not know they made it that strong.
Yeah, same. Also, super tone. It's not going to get you toned. It's gonna
exactly, which is kind of what Clover says too. Like, what's the point of even what's the point of coming to the beach if you're not even going to get a little toned?
Yeah, this doesn't seem to make sense.
No. And so I'll just add though that this banner, the ad, it has a blonde model on it and she's wearing like a red bikini and she's applying the sunblock, just looking all like happy, sitting on the beach with the sun blasting on her.
Okay.
But anyway, so Clover, she finally walks up to David and he is, still working on his painting, but she's trying to like talk to him about how much she likes art and saying she really likes his work. And he's not cool with it. Not with Clover, but with his artwork. Like he's super frustrated and says, "No, it's not good. It's not my best." And so he just throws this painting on the ground and just ferociously destroys. He is tortured.
Oh, he destroys it?
Yeah, he destroys it. He's like jumping up and down on it, like smashing it. And the people on the beach are just looking at him like,
Clover, there's some red flags.
Yeah, kind of. Okay. One, he's not into you, first of all. Like he gives zero shits that you were drowning.
I guess also Clover has some red flags. Yeah, fake drowning for attention.
This is true. Maybe they're meant for each other.
This is meet cute.
Yes. And so David tells her that he's super stressed out and he feels so much pressure on him because his painting's not good enough and it's got to be perfect for this art exhibition that he's entered into at their school. And he's just really struggling to find his muse. Like he's not inspired enough and he doesn't think he can win. Yeah. Okay. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's the
word muse has me worried when Clover is around.
He did not say that, but it's clear that that's like Clover wants to be his inspired. Muse.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried.
So Clover leans into this, trying to convince him that she has that it factor. She's like, "Oh, I can model for you. Like I can be the one who inspires you." And she's really trying to convince him to allow her to pose for the painting or for a painting. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, at this exact moment, Mandy comes on to this bitch, which also, have you noticed watching the episodes, there's like a specific background music they use whenever
oh my God.
It's like this very like evil, like da-da-da, da-da-da.
No, but I can always watch this episode and I'll never be able to not notice it now.
It's so funny because like before they even show her, sometimes they play the music and I'm like, oh no, here she comes.
Where's she coming from?
Like PTSD from that music. Yeah. So anyway, yes, Mandy, if you haven't watched or listened to our past few episodes, this is Clover's arch nemesis and pretty much the arch nemesis of all three of the main characters. She goes to school with them. Her and Clover are always fighting over boys, though, and we hate her as much as the Spies hate her. She's trash. She has a horrible voice, a horrible laugh, and she's just like straight up legitimately mean. So this girl, she arrives or appears on the beach right as Clover is trying to convince David to let her pose for his painting. She immediately starts roasting Clover, making fun of her hair or something
Aw,
like that, and then
mean.
starts flirting it up with David. Yeah, super mean. And she jumps in and says that she should be his model for his painting. And so these two girls, they're arguing over David right in front of David, who is clearly uncomfortable, just like holding his paintbrush, looking
And
like
uninterested in both of
and
them.
totally uninterested. Like he's just stressed out about his painting. He doesn't
Yeah,
care who his model is.
yeah.
And he kind of says that he like thanks them both for their consideration. Like, thanks, guys. Like, this is flattering, but I also like I don't know even what I want to paint yet. So like I'm not going to commit to having any model pose for me because like, I
Yeah.
don't want to waste your time. And then he just like walks away like looking all sad boy and everything, like
Sad and
hands in his
artsy.
pockets because exactly sad and artsy.
Mhm.
But Mandy though, her time is worthless. So she screams to David that, he can waste her time anytime and just follows
Girl,
him off scene, like
desperate.
begging to be, yeah, super desperate, begging to be his model. Clover, she's pissed off, but she storms off in the other direction to meet up with Alex and Sam at the snack booth. And, she fills them in saying that she's trying to model for David and that he's so cute and she thinks
Mhm.
that she could do such a good job. But Alex and Sam are just like rolling their eyes, like, God, here she goes again. Like,
Okay.
we don't
Yep.
care. And they're just like munching on their snacks and stuff at this little snack stand. And Alex, she in particular, she's eating some nachos. And so she goes over to the counter to like refresh the cheese on them and to add some, some more flavor to her chips, as she says.
Uh-huh.
And the other girls walk, well, it starts with Sam. Sam walks over after her, probably because she's just like, Clover, shut the fuck up. I don't really care about this. Like, get
Yeah.
me away from this.
Get me an out.
But the machine is being weird. And so they all start like hitting it and shaking it to get some of this cheese out.
Uh-huh.
And right as Sam gets ready to just fucking wreck this thing, the ground beneath them opens up
Yep.
and they're sent down a tunnel / slide. You guessed it, directly into Jerry's office at Loop HQ.
I thought you were gonna say like the mustard machine like opened up or like sucked
and like
them
sucks
up.
them in.
It's like not spurting out, but it sucked them up instead.
Can you imagine? Because it's like a
There's
hole
covered in
that
mustard.
big. You can like squeeze through.
You're squeezed through and you land out and you're just like covered in gloopy mustard.
Ew.
Gross. I hate that. I take it back. Right.
It's too strong.
Or I guess it was cheese, nacho cheese, not mustard.
Yeah, but whatever.
I
Same
mean,
thing.
worse
Like
almost.
yeah, more calories. So Jerry, though, he briefs the girls for their next mission if they choose to accept it.
Which they don't have a choice usually. So
they have no choice. Exactly.
It's their job.
And so he explains that potentially destructive atmospheric phenomena is taking place in Russia and Mexico, and the girls need to go to Russia to investigate the matter. Yeah, so apparently something also is going down in Mexico. We didn't see that before, but he like points to it on the map. Whatever. So, as per usual, and in classic spy fashion, he runs through their gadgets for this mission.
Cool.
We've got the Icy Fresh liquid nitrogen breath spray, which is just brush spray that blows out liquid nitrogen. We've got a classic for them, the Wind Tunnel 3000 Tornado Hair Blaster. We've got a pair of M-ray contact lenses. M-ray is a real thing, apparently, like X-ray. You can measure electromagnetic waves. I'm not a scientist, so don't ask me to explain anything else about them. But
great. We'll just see how they use it.
I Googled it and something came up. So I was like, oh, that's a real thing. Cool.
The article was like, this is a fake thing in Totally Spies. And you were like, it came up on the internet.
It's a real thing.
So it's real.
And then they've also got, I think he calls it just like an XYZ, which is an X-ray use indicator, which at that point I was like, okay, you guys are just using fancy tech words and letters at this point.
Yeah, you guys are just using X-rays and lasers. Got it.
Yeah, this doesn't sound real. This one I did not look up because And then last but not least, they've also got what they call the Upwadi, which stands for the underwater power walking apparatus that's inconspicuous. Which pretty much is just like a scuba suit, but it looks like a backpack with a diving helmet attached. That's it. I think it also is like jet powered or something too, so they don't actually have to swim. It just like pushes them through the water.
Cool.
Anyway, so the girls, they get loaded up with all their gear, and Jerry again releases the floor from underneath them.
Yes.
So they like fall down, and then they fall down again.
That's my favorite system that Jerry has
It's
rigged up.
hilarious. And he's like laughing at them as they go, whatever, as per usual, like what a little shit, like get out of my office.
See ya.
And this sends them down yet another tunnel / slide and onto their mission. So we're back in Russia now, and it's about 1:20 in the afternoon. The girls, though, they were not given like new clothes or anything. And even so, they're still in their beach clothes. And even
like
though
Moscow winter.
Yeah. So like even though this heat ray has been coming down, it's still kind of cold there.
Still
like,
winter.
It's still winter. So they're like just standing on the streets in the middle of Red Square, just like in their beach clothes, shivering while people walk by in these massive like mannequins. Jackets. Yeah, pretty much just like glaring at them and walking by. But thankfully, another Whoop agent, codename Bob for Brains over Brawn, as he explains to them.
Got it.
He approaches the girls saying that he was told to meet them there. And Bob, he's probably like mid-30s, tall, as most of the agents in this show, has a shorter cut brown hair and just has like this nice ass like black trench coat with sunglasses on. Cool. Normal spy looking stuff.
Cool.
And so he gives the girls similar sunglasses actually to the ones that he's wearing, and he calls them laser bands, and that they are designed to protect their eyes from these powerful rays that have been coming into the area.
Like the anti-ray bands.
Anti-ray bands. I was like, did you say laser bands? It's like, okay. Yeah.
So
whatever. Ray bands. Ray bands with extra protection.
Yeah, they just couldn't say the brand name, and that's it. Because they would get sued.
Yeah, they're like, this episode is not sponsored by Ray-Bans. So Bob explains that whatever substance is burning the hole up in the clouds has him completely stumped.
Is it like still going?
Not at the moment, no.
But it wasn't like one hit. It was like there for a while.
Yeah, it was there for a while.
Okay.
But at the moment it's stopped. And so they can't like tell when it's going to start and stop. But they're just like, it's been happening. I don't know what it is.
Got it.
So Sam is like, oh, okay, man who has been an agent and who is much older than me. Like, let me tell you what's happening, or like, let me try to figure this out. Toss. And so she takes out her tornado blaster thingy, which if people haven't seen or listened to our previous episodes, it pretty much is a hair dryer type thing that just blasts out tornado level winds or like wind tunnels, and you can reverse it and also suck wind in too. So she takes this thing out and she just like indiscriminately points it in the sky.
Everyone's already looking at them because they're in bikinis in a Moscow winter.
And she fires it. It's not an undercover mission, Grace. It's just a mission.
Yeah, Jerry did not specify this time around.
He did not. He just said, go figure out what's happening.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
And so she blasts this thing in the air, or like fires it off. But the wind from it, because again, she's not looking where she's pointing or firing this thing. So the wind from it hits a car right in front of her. It causes it to flip over like barrel rolling, causes a multiple car pileup, one of which is a school bus. Oh, mind you. Although it's 1:20, so hopefully there weren't any kids on it. I don't know what a school van rush is like.
We don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it's a traumatic event is going on, so like maybe they wanted the kids to go over.
What the fuck, total Spies.
They're so chaotic. So she's just like, oops, I meant to put it in reverse. I had it the wrong way. And
Bob is
see like an overturned school bus in front of her.
Bob is like, who the fuck are these kids? What was Jerry thinking?
Like, Jerry, these are the people you sent to help me. They literally are making it so much worse.
Sam's like, I'm giving them a different traumatic event to focus on. The death of these 80 kids.
This is way more newsworthy than whatever.
Yeah, so then they'll focus on this, and then we can go look up in the sky and have no one notice us.
Undercover
distraction. Yeah.
Yes. It's like a false
Undercover
flag
mission.
operation. Yeah. So, but coincidentally, though, soon after Sam totally messes everything up, the clouds they start to part, and we again see like an even more intense ray of heat kind of blow down onto the city.
Okay.
And civilians, they grow increasingly panicked. They're like running from this big ray that just shot down, and they're like throwing their clothes off as they're running away.
Oh, okay.
And so Bob is like, "Oh my God, Sam, I like, did you just do that? I don't even know how that just happened." And she's like, "No, I didn't do anything. Like, it just, the heat ray just turned on again." So again, implying that they have no clue, what the frequency of this thing is, what's causing it. And so Sam at this point's like, "I better get a sample. Let me do this the right way." Now she kicks her tornado
As there's
blaster
like
into
screaming
reverse.
children, and she just like steps over them.
Yeah, excuse me.
I can't
Sorry
understand what they're
about the
saying. I don't speak
accident.
Russian.
Yeah, for all I know, they're cheering me on because we're about to solve this mystery. So she sets the tornado blaster correctly into reverse so that she can suck air into the thing and then get a sample. And she like digitally transmits the sample to Jerry in hopes that he'll be able to provide the spies with some sort of explanation of what's going on. And meanwhile, while they're like waiting for Jerry to get back to them, Clover notices that there is an ad for the Supertone, aka 10,000 SPF sunblock, playing on a TV in the window of a nearby store. Hilariously, it's like in English though, even though it's like, yeah, doesn't get a translation. Yeah. And Clover sees it like, weird. I just saw an ad for that like a couple hours ago on the beach. They're really trying to market this shit.
A wild market, a beach in California and a snowy Russian town.
Exactly. Which suspicious, and put a pin in that.
Okay.
And again, we see the blonde model from the banner that was on the beach also in this commercial talking about this wonderful product. So we can only assume that she's like the main spokeswoman for this product. And so right after that ad ends, Jerry calls the girls back, saying that there's a high volume of chemicals in the sky above them and a high amount of radioactive activity.
Great.
Yeah, wonderful, cool. Right? Yeah, yay, kids! Your accident.
Are now all exposed to it because the bus crashed. That's why they were on the bus, because they were like, we can't let the children breathe in the bad air. Get them on the bus. Immediately crashes, exposure.
Oh no, get them out of the bus. It's on fire. Oh no, the air is radioactive. So Sam suggests to Jerry that it must be the effects of some sort of solar-powered atmospheric laser. And Jerry's like, precisely, Sam. Yes. So she knows that, but she doesn't know how. Exactly. It's like,
she doesn't know how to flip on the hairdryer. But she absolutely uses every day of her life like a normal hairdryer.
Yeah, most likely. Oh no, it's not reverse. Sorry, kids. So
undercover or not, just a mission.
Not.
Yeah.
So Jerry then tells the girls, and actually it's funny that you mentioned that because it's about to get even less undercover in just a minute.
Okay.
Jerry tells the girls and Bob that the laser is generating most of its strain from the Alaskan shoreline. And he tells the girls that they have to make their way to Alaska to continue their investigation. But to get there, he's sending a missile, not just a jet, but like a missile that I guess they can like hop
into Russian airspace.
Yes.
This is a fake episode, everyone. Keep in mind.
This is fake. But here's the thing. He doesn't just send it into Russian airspace, Grace. This thing gets like right over the ground and like picks them up.
So all of the kids also now see a missile coming at them, like as they're like crawling out of like the rubble.
The rubble of this bus that's also like on fire and has 20 other cars piled around it.
They definitely think
this
it's
giant
a nuke
ray is coming down.
They're already feeling like radioactivity, and then they see a missile. This like 7-year-old is never gonna be okay.
Never. No. And so yeah, the girls, they hop onto this missile, a straight up missile. I don't know how it works. Okay, they just like get picked up by it.
It looks an Uber. It's Uber missile.
Uber
in
missile.
Russia, we have Uber missile.
Uber missile X, enough for 4 passengers. Yeah.
Shareable Uber missile.
But they do leave Bob behind because I guess he's like stationed in Russia or
Okay.
whatever.
He's
So he
got
just
some
like
cleaning
waves
up to
him, like,
do.
call me. Yeah, like you guys literally just caused a lot of damage here. You go on to Alaska. I'm gonna like make sure
Get back
domestic
to US
relations
soil.
are still okay here in Russia.
Okay,
So
good.
the girls, they arrive to the Alaskan coast around 3:20 p.m. and they are literally just like blasted out of this missile. Like it just like shoots them out
Okay.
into this very quaint snow-filled town. This time, thankfully, they have changed
Coats.
into like their winter gear.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Or at least like jeans and a jacket.
Uh-huh.
And so, just as they land in this little town, the clouds open up. And again, we see this red beam of heat just like strike down and make its
Oh,
way to the surface. And it starts melting snow off of like the girls and all of the
okay.
surrounding buildings. And once the beam subsides, the girls, they begin to search for the origin of it. So they're like trying to trace where it was coming from to figure out who is controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
But before they can get too far, they notice a retail booth in this little quaint Alaskan town selling Supertone sunblock.
Okay.
Again, right
Third
down the
time's the
street
charm
from where they
of
landed. Yeah,
suspiciousness.
we've got too much of a pattern going on
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And there is like this very an energetic crowd is one way to call it. You could also just call it a mob of
Oh,
people like all waving their money in front of this poor
oh,
cashier's face trying to buy these bottles of sunblock in Alaska.
okay.
And Clover is like, geez, whoever came up with this SPF 10,000 sunblock did it at like the perfect time, given all of these
Mm,
recent unprecedented heat events. And this,
interesting.
and as you have said here,
Uh-huh.
that it raises suspicions in all three of the girls at this point. They're like, that is a good point. And
Mm.
so Alex takes a read on the temperature and she notices it's like 110 and then immediately
Oh,
shoots up to 120 and then
oh,
immediately shoots up to 130 and just keeps continuously and rapidly and dangerously
yeah, dangerously.
rising right before their eyes. And so the clouds, they open up again and it sends another powerful beam of heat down to the surface and melts what little snow that remains on the ground in this little coastal town.
Uh-huh.
Well, while also melting the tar on the road beneath the
Yeah,
snow.
this makes
And like,
sense. It feels
yeah,
130. Yeah.
130 and rising. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the girls, like, it melts it so quickly that the girls' boots are actually getting stuck in the gooey mess beneath them.
Uh-huh.
But it's okay. They whip out their liquid nitrogen breast spray and,
Nice.
spray it on their feet. It freezes the tar around them and they just kind of break through it and then they're able to run away.
Okay.
But as they run out of the beam's path, they notice a laser light shoot up into the sky. So you've got this red beam of heat coming down, and
Uh-huh.
then you also have like a whitish blue laser light shoot up into the sky. And it
Okay, so we got
opens,
dual.
yeah, you've got dual things going on.
Okay.
And the light blue / white laser opens another hole in the clouds and sends another of the red beams of
Oh,
heat down to the surface. So now we've got like all of these red beams of heat just coming straight down
okay.
to the surface while this laser light keeps shooting up and opening more
More
holes
for.
in the clouds.
Oh,
Yes. And
okay.
so they're freaking out. So they're running for safety throughout this town. But as they're running, like I said, more lasers, boom, boom, shooting up, more beams shooting down.
Great.
So, yeah, so they're running for safety through the town, and more lasers are just shooting into the sky, opening more holes and, allowing for
Okay.
more of these beams of heat to
Are
just
the
pour down onto
white
the
rays
ground.
just
Yeah.
like coming from like literally like the ground, or they just can't see where it's coming from?
They can't see where it's coming from.
Okay.
They're not coming from the ground, but it's definitely from someone at, we'll say, like sea level at least,
Okay. Got it.
not like underground or like in the air or anything like that. Yeah.
Cool.
And so these heat beams, though, they're like destroying everything in town. Like cars are starting to just like explode, kind of.
As
Like,
like
you just see
our people, I would assume. Like, right? Like our internal temperature.
you just see like someone run up to the spies, like, girls, help, run for cover.
We see another school bus go by, like a fucking popcorn machine in there.
Just guts and shit all over the windows. It just drives into the water or into a building. And then
That
the bus
building
explodes.
explodes.
Yeah. I mean, actually, that's a good point.
I mean,
Totally
people
spies.
are
Totally
definitely dead in this
violent.
episode.
Yeah.
Totally
Oh,
violent.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So seeing all the chaos and how, like, yeah, realizing shit, we may too explode, I guess. The
Yeah.
girls jump into the water for safety. And they call Jerry and ask him to send them a speedboat so that they can follow where the ground-based lasers are coming from.
Okay.
So Jerry, obviously, he immediately delivers. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm right on it, girls. And yes, a beautiful speedboat arrives right for them, and they take off. And now it's about 6 p.m., and they're in the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
And the girls, they're chasing down this laser back to its source. But also, I was thinking too, like, wait, isn't that like a super long boat ride to take in a speedboat from the Alaskan coast all the way over to the Atlantic Ocean? Maybe I'm missing something.
No, I don't want to answer that question. Wait, it's in the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah, that's where they
Wait.
are next at
Yeah,
6
no,
p.m.
you have to go around a whole
Like,
country.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, too. I mean, I guess maybe they could take like the Panama Canal.
But they still have to get all the way down
I know.
and then go through and then the entire southern. Okay,
So,
yeah.
I don't
For a
know.
second, I was like, the Pacific Ocean. No, it's right there. What are you talking about? But oh,
Yeah, no. So I don't know. I feel like the writers didn't have to send them to Alaska. They could have gone somewhere else.
you could have
Anyway,
gone
that
to like
it just really
Newfoundland,
bothered me. Yeah.
and then they're already at the Atlantic Ocean almost.
Right. Like, yeah, send them to North Canada. I don't know. It just that really bothered me when I was watching this. Like, that would be such a long boat ride
You'd
in a
have to fill up on
speedboat.
so much gas. You'd have to
Yeah.
stop 8 million times.
Yeah. And for them to get there like within 3 hours too.
No,
Like, wow.
absolutely not.
Hey, whoop technology. I
It's
don't
fucking
know.
crazy, man.
Anyway,
Wow. Yes, great point.
so they're in the Atlantic Ocean now somewhere.
Somehow. Okay.
Somehow. And the trail of the laser leads them directly to a ship. Actually, this is like a luxury yacht
Ooh,
that is
okay.
sitting in the middle of the ocean. And the laser is just shooting out from like a satellite that's on this yacht deck.
Okay.
So the girls, they park for a second at a safe distance. They whip out some binoculars and they zoom in on the ship to see what's going on. And they see a bunch of men in these like matching blue sweatsuits moving packages and cargo around into like the dinghies or whatever connected to the boats.
Okay.
And so they're like, that's interesting. Well, we better get up on there and see what's in these packages and see who owns this yacht.
Mm-hmm.
So they put on like their flippers and the up waddy thingies, whatever, dive on in and start moving in towards the ship. And as they approach one of these dinghies that's attached to the ship that has already been loaded up with these packages and stuff, they use their M-ray contact lenses. Here we go. Looking through like the hull of the dinghy and actually through the cargo boxes. So they're pretty much treating it like X-ray. I don't know, X-ray vision. And they see that the cargo boxes are filled with none other than the Supertone sunblock bottles.
Okay. A weird spot for a warehouse.
Strange.
Weird manufacturing
It's
spot.
Weird. Yeah, they make it on the yacht, fresh off its international waters, so they
can
have
put
no tax liabilities.
Yeah, no taxes.
Yeah. So Alex says that the makers of Supertone must somehow be behind this entire scheme.
Yeah. It feels connected. Yeah.
It does. But Sam, in one of her dumber moments, in my opinion, is like, but that just doesn't. What?
Is this moment going to be more dumb or less dumb than killing all of the kids on the bus?
Oh, that's a good point.
I think that's the bar now.
that is the bar. Let me say it and then we'll discuss on the other side. So she says that it doesn't make sense for a company that makes sunblock to want to blow holes in the ozone.
I mean,
No, I think the tornado blaster was dumber.
at least that one was an accident.
Yeah,
This
true.
one, Sam
It's
was
like, come
dumb.
on, Sam. I was like, Sam, really?
Yeah,
Really?
I mean,
She
like,
doesn't know what follow the money means.
follow the money straight to the fucking yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, the consequences of each one are very different.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of dumbness involved, kind of, I
The,
would say the same.
the reasoning. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
where,
yeah.
Sam, where's your logic?
Yeah,
Come
the
on.
reasoning on this one is worse, but the
Yes,
consequences of the other one
we're much
are
worse.
a little
Yeah.
worse.
I think what we've concluded here is that this is not a good episode for Sam.
Which is rare. She's
It
usually the
is.
only one who has
She's
her
usually
shit
on it.
together.
Yeah, but today she's just
She does not.
messing up one after another.
Yep.
So
Start with that
anyway,
nacho machine she couldn't even get working.
which is good though because Jerry it was a front anyway for Woot to get them in the HQ.
There. True.
Yeah. So anyway, though, her line of illogical questioning is interrupted by armed scuba gear wearing guards.
Oh shit.
Who plunge into the water right behind
That's
the girls,
scary.
chase them, and eventually take them captive.
That is a scary place to get taken captive or in a fight.
Absolutely. Yes. Underwater.
Nope.
I mean, at least they've got like their gear on, but still.
But like, what if they
like,
stab
you're so
their
limited.
oxygen tank?
Oh
You're
God.
fucking dead.
Oh God.
Like,
just like those kids on that school bus.
I feel like I'd rather be drowned than exploded on a bus as a nuclear ray comes down, and then I explode from heat as a missile almost kills me.
Like the missile is the last thing you see, so you actually never know. You're like,
Which thing
did the
kills
missile
you?
kill me? Or yeah, what was it?
Was it that American girl?
Was it this redhead
Was it the
American?
ray?
Or was it that missile?
You'll never know.
I don't know.
They're all dead for sure.
So, and I do think though that these guards knock the girls unconscious because in the next scene, we kind of see them like wake up with their arms tied behind their backs and to what is honestly like a pretty luxurious room on this yacht. It's like they've got, nice potted flowers there and everything.
Cute.
And they actually have these massive heat lamps though, also pointing directly at the girls, which is like making them mad, obviously. Clover's like, you guys are drying out my skin. Can you turn down that heat lamp? Not at all concerned about the fact that she was knocked unconscious.
Absolutely captured.
Has her hands tied behind her back now. They're spies. They know that they're going to just like kill these guys and get out of there eventually. It's just a matter of time. They got to figure out what's going on first. But right after they complain about these heat lamps, in walks, I believe, what is thus far in our Totally Spies coverage / arc, an anomaly. Except for the presence of Mandy, we have our first female villain.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
That
a woman is the mastermind.
Yeah, we have yet to have, again, except for Mandy, but Mandy's not a mastermind, so.
Yeah, no. She's a villain, but she's not a mastermind.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone else has been a wild mastermind and has been male, so, ooh.
She is wild too, which I will discuss in just a moment. But this is not just model? Any woman. Exactly.
Ooh,
it is the model from the Supertone ads and the commercial. Her name, hilariously, Sunny Day.
All right.
Which Sam makes fun of that. She's like, well, is that a family name or a weather report?
That's all right. Sam's getting back into it.
She's like, all right, cool. She's
needed that knock in the head to get back on track. She had a quick concussion to get her back to being smart, Sam.
Brought her wits back to her.
Nice. That's a good burn.
So now Sunny, rather than her red bikini, her trademarked red bikini, she's wearing a very large pink sun hat or like derby type hat. She's got on these pink heels and pink earrings and a pink swimsuit.
This is very funny because for some reason I was like, oh, Margot Robbie should play this character and she's the new Barbie.
Yeah.
So like actually, you just described, I'm just picturing Margot Robbie.
It would kind of work. It would kind of work.
Okay, cool.
Maybe give Margot Robbie like 10 more years to play the role, and I'll
Yeah.
explain
She doesn't
why in
usually
a
play a
second.
villain, but for some reason I was like, oh, Margot Robbie
Yeah,
would be
she could pull
this.
it off though. She's a good enough actress.
Yeah,
She's
I love her.
versatile. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
So Sunny tells the girls that she wasn't expecting company in the middle of the ocean. And Clover, she's like totally starstruck because she's like,
She
oh my
saw her as the
God.
model.
Yes,
Clover, put it
exactly.
together.
She's like, ha, oh my God, it's you. Like, so excited to see her. And then she's like, wait, how did you even get the gig as the model for the Supertone ads? And Sunny says that her modeling career began when she won the title of Miss Bronze Babe in 1985.
Okay.
And she then asks the spies who they are and why they're sneaking around her ship. And again, not caring about their being captured, Clover's like, oh my God, she's a model and a pageant queen. Amazing.
You go, girl.
You go. And Sam, rather
They're
than
so
answering,
not used to seeing male supervillains that they like, it
yeah,
does not click.
I know. They're like, wow, let's shoot the shit with this girl. She's so pretty. She's a model. She's a pageant queen. Like this is a beautiful
She
yacht, by the
does it
way.
all. Right. How did she
Yeah.
bought this herself for sure?
Amazing.
Goals.
So rather than answering Sunny's questions about what they were doing there, Sam counters with another question asking, why are you shooting holes in the ozone?
Okay. Good, Sam.
And now Sunny has her villain monologue.
Oh, yes. Okay.
She says that it was the simplest way to bring out the sun. And the hotter the sun, the hotter her sunblock sells. And she explains that the reason she's selling this sunblock is because her main competitors, the horrible, mean owners of Bronze Me Baby Sunblock, recently fired her at the first sight of a wrinkle.
Oh,
which is why I said Margot Robbie can't play
she's
her
not here
quite
yet.
She's not there yet.
She
Margot
got
didn't
single
have any
wrinkle in that
wrinkles.
face. Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll give her like maybe 10, 15 more years.
Yeah.
Margot, get on it. Start
Makeup will
stressing
put
yourself
one on
out.
her. She won't have one then either.
Yeah, true.
Makeup will draw
True.
a single wrinkle.
You fired.
Oh no.
And that's kind of actually Clover's reaction hilariously when Sunny says that. She's like, oh, Sunny, that is so harsh. How dare they? But also, maybe you should like get over it.
Yeah. Also, like,
so she's playing both sides here, Clover.
Yeah. Okay, good. Clover is being like, what's gonna get me out of this situation? Befriend the villain, or
True. She's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think Clover's doing that.
Yeah. And she kind of is. She is. So Sunny's like, I'll never get over it. They're terrible people. And she says that she wants the world to burn so severely that the only thing people can use to save their own skin is her very own brand of overpriced sunblock.
Okay.
But she continues her monologue by saying that she's only been using the laser at this point at 10% of its total power capacity.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And by the end of the day, she's going to crank that thing all the way up, thus completing her evil plan.
Okay.
But like you said, Clover, she's being pretty nice to her. You know, she sees that Alex and Sam are also like, good looking young girls. Like, maybe let me give like one last ditch effort to save them, negotiate with the girls, get them off of my tail here. And so she offers them like, if you want, I can give you a factory bottle for $500 each, girl.
Oh my God.
Like, you can protect yourself from my evil plan.
You know what? She's a good businesswoman.
She is. But
she never passes up a sale.
She's like, I can make $1,500 right
now.
Easy. Can I? No, because they don't have their credit cards on them. So they decline Sunny's offer.
Yeah.
And now Sunny's pissed. So she orders her guards to escort the spies off of her ship permanently, aka guards kill these spies.
Drown them.
Yes.
Cool.
So the guards, they listen, they take the spies and they put them into one of those dinghies that's like hanging off the side of the boat. And they, they drag it along by a speedboat or something, I think, and take them further out into the ocean and away from the yacht.
Okay.
And the guards, they throw the girls' oars out into the ocean, although we know, Grace, that oars float. So like as soon as the guards left, they could have just swam for the oars and brought them back.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the guards were thinking a little bit more ahead because not only do they throw the oars out, one of the guards takes out not a trident, but a bident. So almost like a pitchfork, just like the two-pronged, and just strikes it through the dinghy, which is made of wood for whatever reason, piercing 2 holes through it.
There's still holes. Okay,
there are holes though, yes. And so then water starts gushing through these holes.
Oh God, okay.
But they take it a step even further. They then pull out a cooler and throw it into the dinghy. And they open it up and they pull out a couple of steaks, like fresh raw steaks.
Oh God, okay. So this is some shark death.
They throw them into the water and like
fun. These guards haven't got to kill anyone in a while. So they're chumming the water.
They're like, we're using everything. We're using everything. We're getting rid of your oars. We're going to drown you. And then once you drown, the sharks are going to eat you.
Oh my God. Here's some
bye, girls. Yeah. So then the guards hop back into their speedboat and then they make their way back to Sunny's yacht.
This is a violent episode.
It's violent. Just wait, because my last 2 pages are even.
Okay, I forgot.
It's so good.
Okay.
So the guards, they take off, leaving these girls for dead and for shark food. Mm-hmm. And of course, we see sharks, either great whites or white sharks, regardless, they're very big and ferocious. Oh, no. Okay. They start to swarm near the girls' dinghy and they're fighting over this free steak buffet that just ended up in their water. It's like, oh
my
nice.
God.
There's some bloody steaks for us.
Perfect.
And so the sun starts to set. And the sharks, it's been a while. Yeah. So now it's also getting dark out.
Right when they like to feed. Cool.
Yes. And the sharks are fresh out of steaks. So they are moving in even closer to the, I remind you, sinking boat. And the girls naturally are panicking and they're rushing, trying to clog these holes, thinking of everything. Hilariously, Alex and Sam are panicking and Clover's just like, I can't believe how mean Sunny was.
I thought we were like friends.
Yeah. And Sam is like, hey, Clover, like, step out of it. Come on. Come on.
You're gonna
never meet your heroes. Okay, we get it. Come on.
You're gonna be the first to get to the sharks right now, buddy. If you don't step up, pull your weight. You're the next chum.
Yeah.
You saw what I did to these kids who I didn't know. Think of what I'll do to you.
To you, who you're actively getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alex and Sam, they're like freaking out though. And in all of this panic and commotion, Alex actually at one point does fall out of the boat and is like nearly attacked by a shark.
Oh my God.
But this finally snaps Clover out of it. And like, oh shit, okay, fine.
Thanks,
so
Clover.
Then they pull her back up. And totally now over all of the drama, Clover just like walks over to that steak cooler that for whatever reason the guards left in the boat. I guess maybe to weigh it down and help them sink faster. Yeah. But she just picks it up and like drops it over the holes in the boat. And it stops the water from rushing in.
Clover, that would have been fucking helpful.
Like 20 minutes ago. When you were bitching about Sunny.
Oh.
Would have been nice.
It would have been nice, Clover. Oh my God. Okay.
They're like, okay, cool. Thanks, Clover. Like, I guess we're not mad at you anymore.
Guess we're not gonna murder you first.
We're not gonna like offer you up to the sharks to like
we're gonna chum you next.
To fill them up so that we don't get eaten.
I guess.
Yeah. So Sam then again takes out her tornado blaster gun, which one, careful now, Sam, be careful. And 2, I guess the guards nor Sunny did like a pat down.
Check. Also, like, yeah, like you said, Sam, these are the right way so she doesn't suck the sharks into the boat. It was like the Sharknado.
Yes. Like all the sharks just flying in the air over them. And they just land right on them. So
yeah.
They don't even get eaten by the sharks. The sharks just like crush them.
Body slipped. Yikes. Okay.
No, so she does it the right way this time. She blows it. Yeah, thank God, out of the stern. And it just like sends them speeding through the water.
Do you know boats?
It's almost like we know boats or something.
Wow.
Right? Wow. Although I do always get confused.
Yeah,
like,
wait, backwards for us.
Anyway, yes. So yeah, but it works. She uses it the right way this time. Thankfully, there are no innocent kids on school buses in the middle of the water that
Thank God that Sam
die.
can murder.
Yeah, only sharks and water. So they're like speeding through on this little dinghy back towards the yacht, and they notice that Sunny has just started the laser back up. And
Okay.
so Alex, she's like monitoring the power coming from the laser as they're making their way closer, noticing that, Sunny, she's living up to her promise. This thing is like increasing in power by the second, making its way up to 100%. And Sunny, though, she's on the yacht and she sees the spies approaching. She's like looking through a telescope and she just like looks at her guards like, bro,
what am I fucking paying you for?
fuck? Exactly. She yells at them like she chews them out, like calls them idiots naturally, as she should. Like
I don't not like Sunny.
I know. I'm like, damn, why does it could be anything else? Why does it have why couldn't she be a jewel thief or something?
Yeah. Like,
but whatever. It's girls got to do what a girl's got to do. So anyway, she orders the guards to finish the spies off for good this time. And so like 3 of them go off of the ship. 1 or 2 of them go in 2 separate speedboats.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 of them takes off in a helicopter. And they make their way. I'm telling you, it's a fun. She's rich. Okay, this is like a super yacht.
She's rich. Okay.
I'm pretty sure this is like her house now. She can't be planning on going back to land anytime soon because she's like melting it all.
There is none.
Yeah, there isn't any.
There's no more land.
It's too hot. Yeah. So these guards are making their way over to the spies. And this is where shit gets in.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Alex and Sam fucking front flip off of their little dinghy, lifeboat or whatever, each one onto a separate speedboat.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's dope.
James Bond action about to happen.
It's extremely James Bond-esque because they knock out these henchmen without a problem. Like each of them, 2 hits in the fight. The spies hit the henchmen hit the floor. Like that's it. They punch them once, knock them out. Done. And so then they like start driving these speedboats back while the henchmen are just like passed out in the boats.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then Clover, as the helicopter comes over top of her, because she's still in this lifeboat or whatever, she just like grabs onto the rail on the bottom of it, climbs on board, and just beats the shit out of the pilot and like throws him into the ocean. No fucks given. Just like, all right, cool. My helicopter now.
Sunny is just like taking down the telescope. Drive the boat.
We gotta get further away.
Shit. So, hell yeah.
Now
they are
now
mad.
In charge. They're pissed. Not only because their hero is actually evil, but also because
they were almost
Earth is about to be unlivable.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
And because they were almost murdered. That too. Whatever. Yeah. So now that Clover is in charge of this helicopter, has taken full control over it. She's piloting this bad boy. She's doing a great job. She picks up Sam and Alex from the speedboats that they're in, and then they all fly towards the yacht together.
Oh my God. That's fucking cool. Like a lot of these episodes should be action movies, and this is one of them.
This is one of them.
For sure.
So Sam is like, okay, I think the only thing we can do, we can't just like look at this ray, but we can make the ray look back at itself, and then maybe that'll destroy it. So we need to find something reflective to, reflect the laser back on itself. And so they fly back down to their lifeboat and they grab the cooler lid, the thing that was holding the stakes.
Okay.
But when they lower the chopper, the henchman that Clover threw out of the helicopter, he was able to like grab onto the rail and climb back up. And like he grabs onto Sam's arm, so they're all like dangling off this helicopter as it's flying.
Oh my God! As it's like through the air.
Clover though just like jerks the helicopter and it just like yeets the henchman back up.
Like right to like the center of the sharks.
Practically. Like no fucks given, no mercy given, just like get off.
Sam's like, or Clover's like, you made my skin dry.
How dare you? And at this point now, Sunny is like, oh shit, she's actually kind of like you said before, watching in a panic, like, oh no, they're getting closer.
Like these girls just murdered my henchman.
Let's assume that she has more henchmen on board though. Like someone's got to be steering this yacht. Someone's got to be
Yes.
activating the
She's
laser
got personal
because
bodyguards. Yeah,
exactly. She's not going to send all of them out for that.
definitely not.
And also because it's going to make this last part even funnier if there are like a lot of other people presumably on the
On the
yacht.
ship. Yeah, I would assume so. It's she has a staff as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Houseboat, you got a staff.
You got a staff. You at least have a captain. You got like
Yeah.
some people cleaning, cooking, etc. Those steaks don't cook themselves. Okay, and Sunny's not cooking them.
No, gross.
So as they're getting closer to the yacht in their helicopter, the laser starts going off again, and Sam just throws the cooler lid directly into the line of the laser beam. While Sunny like just immediately frowns like,
and is
oh no.
Fuck.
And indeed, the laser reflects off the lid, fires right back towards the yacht, dramatically and hilariously sending it into a massive explosion.
I love explosions.
Like it's bad. I mean, you just see this whole yacht just like,
well,
just
because
like smoke.
In theory, if this is a bunch of like chemicals with like radioactivity, that means that they're powering this from a nuclear reactor on the boat, probably.
True, which is even more dangerous.
A nuke they just set off a nuke
in practice. That's what it looks like.
Sunny and the like staff on board.
So yeah, my guess is they explode this yacht, likely killing almost everyone, if not everyone on board. And they're like, oh my God, Jerry's gonna be so proud of us. That was awesome. And he does indeed. He calls them like 2 seconds later, like, great job, girls.
Right, because
there's fucks given about
nuclear
the whole,
alarms around the world going off now because the nuke just got set off.
Thank God it was in the middle of the ocean.
Straight up.
Like then you see like a tsunami start making its way towards shore.
Filled with sharks.
Yeah.
The sharks got picked up in it.
Sharknami.
They're also radioactive now too. There was one child from the Russian school bus who like had to make a wish to that same beach because all of his friends are dead. He's the only survivor. He's like, I just want to go to the beach. He's a very sickly child. He's on that beach and the Sharknami comes.
And somehow Sam's tornado blaster gets caught up in it and is like switched into gear. And so then it becomes a Sharknaminado.
Sharknaminado. And that kid is just like
everything.
Oh no. Again.
What did I do to deserve this? I should have just stayed at school.
I should have stayed in the motherland.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Immediately, that's that. If that kid survives, it's his villain origin story. He's like, I need to take out Whoop at all costs now. They've only created pain in my life.
Yes, everyone I've known has died.
Yes.
Horrible deaths.
So yeah, that's
Sonny's definitely dead.
Well, actually, funny enough. So a bit later, after the sun has fully set, we see multiple Whoop helicopters. They've come into the area.
Body cleanup crew.
Kind of. They're searching the waters where literally all you see, like you don't see a yacht anymore. You just see like planks of wood and like debris just everywhere in this wreckage. Like the boat is gone. It's totally exploded. And the girls though, they're still hovering over too, and they spot Sunny. She's like in a lifesaver tube.
Oh shit.
But she's freaking out because sharks are like circling around her. And she's like, oh my God, please help me. So they swoop down, they grab her, pull her out of the water. She is the only survivor. Somehow she was the furthest away from the nuclear reactor, so she was able to like jump off right as it exploded.
She definitely has like a single pod that was like an escape pod, but only fit for one. She only had the code for it.
Just her.
Yeah, she was not letting anyone else in that shit.
She's like, I have enough money. I can order a new crew if I need to.
I'm too pretty to die.
Yes. And so when they pull her out of the water and pull her up into the helicopter, they notice though that her face is like melting. To which she's like, yeah, too many years in the sun, take the modeling work when you can get it, girls. So like she's giving them good advice too,
This
though,
is like kind of a good moral of the story. Like,
It is. She's
wear sunscreen, don't get in the sun, seize
can
the
we call
day.
her an anti-hero, perhaps?
I mean, like, I still don't hate her.
She was fired for a really bad reason.
Yeah.
Like one wrinkle. That's pretty bad.
Like the modeling and fashion industry is pretty fucked up.
It's cutthroat.
Yeah.
Okay?
So like, I mean, she's not right. That's for sure. She's not right.
She's not right. But is she horribly wrong? I don't know. She's maybe wrong, but not horribly wrong.
But you know what?
She went a little too far to one side, like to the extreme.
Yeah.
But like she had reasonable grievances here.
Who hasn't made a mistake? Sam killed a bus of kids. That was a mistake.
Honestly,
we still like Sam.
And I can say, well, at least that we've seen. So we've wildly speculated that people have died from Sunny's heat ray, but like we haven't seen anyone die from the heat ray. But like
Sunny's
Sam
worst crime
killed people.
Like
kids,
multiple episodes.
Yes.
Honestly, Sunny's worst crime is being a capitalist.
Yeah.
She was literally just trying to beat out her competitors.
That's it. Yeah.
We didn't see anyone die. She was just being a good, bad capitalist.
Yeah.
That's it.
But but she was still in favor of competition. Well, maybe not.
I mean, she was still a big capitalist.
She had reasonable grievances. Yes. Sam directly killed children and probably others. It was a multiple car pileup. Okay.
Without it.
So,
the crew.
Yeah.
Also dead.
Dead. They're dead.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Anyway.
Not our worst criminal.
Anti-hero.
We'll say anti-hero.
She should get a few years maybe in a prison, but
which
good
again,
behavior, let her out.
Didn't Margot Robbie play Harley Quinn? Isn't she kind of anti-hero?
She's like an anti-hero. I mean, she's mostly a villain.
In some renditions.
She's an anti-hero.
Margot Robbie. Get her in here. The anti-hero, Margot
It would be
Robbie.
a perfect role for her, actually. It would be a good role for her. It literally looks like Margot in the Barbie ads, straight up. So anyway, but that's incredible. Pretty much the end. Although I will say, because we got to come full circle with the Clover, David, Mandy drums.
Big drowning situation. Let's hear.
Exactly. So Clover gets back to school and she does run up and talk to David about modeling for his painting. But unfortunately, he's already painting Mandy. Probably because Clover has just been MIA for the past day and a half, and he's like, I guess
I had a project to get done.
This exhibition is tomorrow. So Clover, she puts her heart out on her sleeve, and she explains her frustration. David, I really wanted to impress you, and I wanted you to see me for who I really am, and I'm just so frustrated that I wasn't able to get back in time to model for you. And seeing the pain in her eyes, David also admits that he's frustrated and how so many people can relate to that emotion, and that is indeed what he needs to paint. That's the
most common emotion.
Frustration. It's like, dude, it's like 90% of Americans.
It's like 90% of my day.
Look around. So Mandy is sitting there watching all of this, and he literally just throws Mandy's painting away. Sorry, Mandy, it's not your fault. It's art. My bad. Shoos her away, and then just turns around, gets a fresh canvas, and starts painting Clover, who's posing all moody, with her hands behind her back, looking sad. And looking down while Mandy's yelling at him, trying to get his attention. David, I can be frustrated too. Look at me. I'm so sad. And then that's the end.
But also my other written ending is cut to Clover that night, on the phone calling the max security prison that Sunny's in. They'd be like, Sunny, it worked. Just seeing was Sunny absolutely gave her boy advice on the way to the max security prison.
Which I did forget to mention, actually. So after Sunny said, yeah, take the modeling work when you can get it, Clover is yeah, and you know what else, Sunny? No amount of makeup can, what does she say? No amount of makeup can hide who you
Like who
are
you really
inside
are.
or something like that. So it's like,
Wow.
yay, life lessons in a
Yeah.
childhood cartoon. So
Yeah,
like
after the
in a
extremely
way,
violent
she
22
did
minutes, there's 1 minute of a nice
1 minute
takeaway.
of like take the modeling work when you can get it. And yes, makeup is it can never hide your
It's
inner
only skin
flaws.
deep,
Yeah,
right? It can only hide your
exactly.
inner flaws. But yeah, like Clover's absolutely gonna take life advice from Sunny for the rest of time now and
Oh,
like
for sure.
visit her in like max security, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera.
You were a pageant queen? Oh my God, tell me everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
100%.
that's it.
Wow, great job. I'm so
Thank
excited to watch
you.
this episode. Like,
Yeah,
I'm excited for all of them, but especially that like this seems fucking bonkers.
yeah, that I'm just telling
It's
you
like
that yacht explosion. Like I had
they
watched
like
the episode a couple
turned the
times
violence
and
up in
yeah,
this one.
it's hilarious. Like not to say that explosions and violence like that are hilarious, but
Oh yeah,
because
whoops.
it's a cartoon,
Cartoon.
it's like
Yeah.
wow, they took it there. They really
Also,
took it
that
there.
like the fact that all of the sharks are around Sunny probably me and like Whoop probably took at least 3 to 10 minutes to get there. And the
Mhm.
sharks were probably pretty close, which means the sharks probably ate all of her shipmates and now we're on to her. So also like the level of violence, like those people were exploded, and if they survived that, they're actively drowning and being ripped apart by sharks.
That's such a
Like
good point.
it wasn't like a
So
one
there
like
were no survivors.
yeah, like
I mean, but Sunny.
maybe the one guy who's right next to like the possible reactor, immediate death. Also, probably like everyone, no one had a good death, is what I'm
No,
saying.
no.
Yeah,
You either got blown up or you got eaten by a shark or you
yeah,
drowned. You
or
like got
both.
super hurt by getting blown up and like
Yeah,
thrown out of the ship or running, getting like thrown into something on the ship and then the ship sank and then you
you were
drowned
eaten by
because your
sharks.
arm was
Yeah,
blown off and you
you
couldn't
could
swim.
swim.
Yeah. And then the shark ate you because there was fresh blood.
Yeah, and then your other arm got ripped
So
off by a shark.
so technically Whoop just like indirectly tortured all these people.
International waters.
Hey, no law.
Our hands are clean. Done.
Toss. Another mystery solved.
Another mission that wasn't undercover. Done.
Not at all. Seriously though, when they
Wow.
were just like dropped in Russia, like in their beach clothes, everything. I was like, are they not undercover right now?
Also, and I know that like I'm taking this way too far and way too much of a stretch, but like
Probably not.
the one child who was the survivor of the bus crash before he's on the beach scene is like calling his cousin, who's his like next of kin and guardian, who's one of the shipmates on that boat, being like, yes, Vladimir, next time we come to shore, I will pick you up. I'll leave this life behind and I'll come take care of you. And Vladimir, the small child's like, thank you. It's my only family I have left now. And then he gets exploded on the ship and eaten by a shark.
From shore, the kid just like sees the explosion, like
He always knows like where his like cousin's like coordinates are. His brother, actually, his brother's coordinates. I know that Leo is here and he must be safe.
Don't worry, I'm on the ship right off of the ocean or right off of the beach in the Atlantic.
I'm waving at you right snap.
The brother's like looking through the telescope.
He hears the explosion, sees it on the telescope, and then the Sharknaminado comes.
It just flies into shore. But like he sees it being followed by Whoop helicopters too, so he like just blames
That's
Whoop
his
again.
origin. Yeah. As he's like hitting a shark with a telescope. Yeah. Woo! Wow. Yeah.
You've taken everything from me.
Everything. Now I take everything from you. Wow. Great job.
Yeah,
Great work.
thank you.
That was
Thank
a
you.
wild fucking episode. I can't wait to watch it.
Super wild. And yep, our main chaos agents, the spies, they
Continue.
solved another one. But
Nice.
next week we'll be back. Grace will have yet another chaotic tale for us from the Totally Spies. And we'll be winding down. We've only got 2 more episodes left of this arc already. Hard to believe, but so until then, Grace, who should they tell about this podcast?
Well, it's summertime, so people are using sunscreen heading to the beach. I think you should tell someone at the beach. If you're like heading to a beach or a shore of any sorts, tell someone who's out tanning. Let them know. They're laying out getting some sunshine. Let them know about the episode.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And then who else?
So then I say, tell a pageant queen.
Oh, nice.
Find one. Tell them, watch this episode so they know not to become Sunny Day, except for like the cool parts of her.
Yeah.
Like,
know when to stop.
Start your own sunblock and everything, but don't intentionally destroy the ozone layer to upsell that sunblock.
Exactly. Upsell, become an influencer and upsell it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Not this way.
Don't destroy the environment in the process. Well, besides the normal amount that making and selling sunblock destroys the environment. But other than that, don't go above and beyond.
Yeah, like keep it industry level standard.
Yes, exactly.
Don't go above and beyond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Great. Well,
awesome. Until next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.